What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In today's video, we are going to talk about a few champions that people tend to sleep on, okay? They're amazing champions with crazy potential, OP champions, and people are sleeping on them, okay? So I just want to make sure that they are getting some love because they're awesome champions, and I'm going to explain you how to build them, how to use them to really unlock their full potential, guys. Now, how I mentioned, only a few champions on this list, okay? Because we do have quite a few bad champions in the game at the same time as well. But I'm going to start with the very first one, guys, and it's going to be no one else but the one and only Skartorsis, okay? I know, a lot of you guys get this champion, chuck him in the vault and forget about him because he's trash, right? That's what everybody tells you. But guess what? He's actually not trash at all. Not only that he has potential for lower tiers of Arena, but for Hydra and just other general content, Doom Tower, etc. So if you guys remember when we had the so-called faction games with content creators hosted by Deadwood Jedi, I actually had an arena competition, and guess what? I won it because I had this bad boy in my team, plus a couple of other champions from this faction at the same time, of course. This champion with A1 attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance fully scrolled of stealing one random buff from each enemy. Now, I used this champion in the Hydra clan boss when the Hydra got released a lot, guys, okay? And he's actually very nice in there too. Not only that you can steal one buff from each enemy, but you can put him now, for example, on a cursed set and get maximum value out of the champion. Land hacks on all of the heads, and of course, improve your damage. The hacks actually boost your damage by a lot, guys. So definitely keep that in mind. And he's one of the perfect champions to use that set on, you know. The A2 command places an increased attack buff and an increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. So not only that, it will help you with your crit rate, but it will help you with the increased attack, which is even more important on your damage dealers. And this will boost your damage a lot, regardless if you're planning to use him for Arena, on Go second teams, or Go first teams, or you're planning to use him for Doom Tower waves, you're planning to use him on some other content like dungeons, maybe faction wars, Hydra clan boss, you know, you're gonna have plenty of things that you can do with the champion. And this is actually very beneficial, even for Seer teams, as an example, if you don't have better champions that can enable her. Then you have the A3 right here, removes all debuffs from all allies. So the only complaint that I have about this champion is this is not on a 3-turn cooldown, okay? Basically, it's a full cleanse on all of your allies, which is amazing. Then heals them and fills their turn meter, okay? The amount by which each ally is healed increases according to the number of debuffs removed from them. The amount by which ally turn meter is filled increases according to the number of debuffs removed from them. So the more debuffs you're removing from your team, the more healing, the more turn meter you're getting on them, which makes it perfect for Hydra, guys. Not only that you're not gonna have block debuffs with him in the team, so like this, basically you're gonna allow all the Hydra heads to use their skills. You know, there are a few bugs when some of the heads, they just don't use their skills because you have immunity, etc. Well, guess what? When the Head of Blight will end all the poisons on you, you're gonna have quite a few debuffs to cleanse from your entire team and get a lot of turn meter and healing, allowing you to rotate your team faster, you know, and land that hacks with the A1, remove buffs from them, steal them if they manage to steal some buffs from you, if you don't have block debuffs on them or anything like that, you know. So he's actually a pretty solid champion. And then you have a speed aura for dungeon battles only, 33%. Now, if this would have been for all battles, 25% or something like this, it would have been so much better, guys. So much better. Unfortunately, he's not the right champion for clan boss, though. He's not great for the latest 3 dungeons, right? The Shogun, and you have the other 2. But other than that, he's actually a solid champion, man. And I feel like so many people just completely forget about him. I'm not saying he's the best champion in the game, you know what I mean? But he's definitely a champion that can be used, and he can bring quite a bit of value. I'm actually gonna look for the next couple of days or so to make maybe a team with him for Hydra and show it to you guys, just so you get an idea of what you could potentially do with the champion in Hydra clan boss. Plus, he looks freaking amazing, right? Like, he looks so badass as a champion. But at the same time, Plarium, please make this skill on a 3-turn cooldown, so it's kind of like more into tune with the champions from today, you know, so people won't disregard him just because of this. Because the rest of the kit is actually really, really awesome. The next champion that we have in here, guys, that's Suzerain Katon. Now, I know, I think Seth made a video like a while ago on him being so amazing for Hydra. He's a good champion for Hydra. I don't really see him as insane for Hydra, but he brings a lot of utility all around. And if you guys remember, the very first video I've done on this champion, it's been years, okay? I can remember 3 years or so. When was the shield meta and how powerful he was at that point for Arena, okay? And yeah, since then his value went down, then slowly kind of like climbing back up, and his value is all the way here, and a lot of you guys don't even have any idea why, okay? And it's not Hydra. I'm not talking only about Hydra, but basically his basic skill is AoE decreased speed. Yeah, this might make you feel like, okay, this is great for Hydra. A curse set on him. He's gonna do a nice job. I have that decreased speed. 100%. I'm not trying to take that away from the champion. Not at all. Then you have the A2. AoE again. Guess what? This is on a 4-turn cooldown, and he attacks all enemies, has a chance to put weaken, and has a chance to put defense down. Of course, the chance to put the defense down is not 100%, so that doesn't make him that great for Hydra, in my opinion, because I don't have a 100% chance to land defense down. So I really want to have that champion to do defense down, so I'll rather go in with an Ugo, I'll rather go in with Lydia, I'll rather go in with other champions that will do the job better and give me a higher chance to land the defense down, you know? That's why I'm not looking at him like a monster for Hydra or anything like that. But he is very powerful for other things, and I'm going to show you in a second. Then right here, removes shield, block damage, and unkillable buffs on all enemies, then attacks them. Places 100% heal reduction debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. The buff removal cannot be resisted. And you have increased ally attack in all battles. So this right here was kind of like a hidden thing before. When I've done the very first video a few years ago, nobody knew that you cannot get resisted on him. And that was the resistance meta, and he literally took a dump on all of the resistance champions in Arena that had shield. Literally, that's what he did. He was amazing to do the job. And yeah, how I mentioned, since then he lost a lot of value. Now, he can be used in other locations. He doesn't hit extremely hard as a damage dealer. So don't get me wrong. If you want to use him in Hydra because you don't have better options, then he's great. But if you have any of the better options that I named there for defense down, weaken, he's definitely not the best champion to use in there. But watch this. So it's been a few months now, and quite a few people in Arena are using him in bomb teams, okay? And you're gonna understand it why if you haven't got the idea just yet. And there are quite a few people using him excessively recently as well. And the first time when I've seen somebody using this strat, because I'm gonna give credit to the right person, was somebody from IPR. I cannot remember who, but it's been months ago now. Since then, a lot of people copy that. But the very first person that I've seen using this strat was somebody from IPR, but I really don't remember who, okay? So I just want to make sure the credit goes to the right side here. Basically, we have this OP freaking couple that everybody's complaining of in Arena. I actually deranked right here. I'm in gold 3 at the moment because I've done no tag team Arena last week, and I forgot to set my defense back from 1 person. But basically, you have Marichka, okay? And Marichka does a very weird thing where she's basically putting block damage on all the team if they have bombs on them, HP burn, or poisons, okay? So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm quickly gonna smash these teams, and I'm gonna showcase you, of course, in the video, only the one where we have Marichka. And in that one right there, we're actually going to go with this team right here. Now, there are many different variations. It really matters on how the team is built there as well. If Marichka goes first, if Sifi goes second, etc. Or Python in this case. And the whole idea here is that you can run double to hand rack. You can run different champions instead of Arbiter. There's so many variations for this team, but who's important in here is basically Astrolith. And of course, you have no one else but Suzerain Katon, the only champion in the game that can do this, okay? The only champion in the game, and I'm not even joking. So once we're gonna get to that fight, I'm gonna fast forward from the other basic. So here we are. Basically, we're gonna land the bombs, right? Look at that, you see? Spread the bombs. Suzerain Katon. Oh, he got polymorph, but it doesn't matter. We removed all that block damage from them, and just like that, Marichka Taras teams go down like that. And in some cases, they do go down like that in top Platinum Arena, guys. They do, but the whole trick is if you're attacking a top 20 team, you need to have like 10k attack on your Astrolith. I don't have that. That's why I'm not really using this team against top Platinum Arena. Plus, I haven't done Platinum Arena for like two months or so. I need to get back into it one of the following weeks when I get a bit of more time. And if we are going to Classic Arena, I might not be able to find any Marichka teams because I haven't climbed towards Platinum just yet. So I'm gonna refresh a few times. Maybe we're gonna find a Marichka team. You would expect to find a few of them, but there's so many bot teams in here that honestly is just ridiculous. So let's see. Anything at all? Any Marichka at all? Like we're gonna burn a few gems here, but it doesn't matter. So usually the typical defense teams that you are seeing in Platinum Arena, guys, are something like, let me see. No players in Platinum Arena tier, seriously. Something like this. This is probably the most common team that you will see during Platinum Arena reset. Now they have all sorts of different variations, how I mentioned, when you are attacking them. Astrally needs to have very crazy attack, and usually the bombs go to UDK. You have to hand-rack transferring them. If they have shield as well, because you're not going to use increased attack, you can even use double to hand-rack to transfer 4 bombs instead of 2. There's so many variations, but you need Suzerain Katon in order to do this, guys. So if you had no idea that you can do this, I just wanted to kind of like point that out so you get a different idea of how you could use them. Even against teams like this, you see. Now, the whole idea is to make sure you have enough damage to kill them. And you kind of want, what's her name, Marichka to take a turn before the other reviver. Because if the other reviver dies, Marichka is going to revive that one when when her passive comes in play, basically. And then the other reviver can revive Marichka. But it's kind of like an idea. You can find many different ways on how you can run the team in the lower tiers. Hopefully, this is something that it will kind of like give you an idea of what you could potentially do. You see, I am using Vizier instead of to hand-rack, but I just kind of like wanted to show you that, guys. So these are 2 champions from the Undead faction that I really think that people are sleeping on, and they have so much potential for so much stuff, okay? And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Who knows, maybe we're gonna do a series from this and go from faction to faction to faction and find some insane news for all of the champions. Let me know your opinion in the comments down below. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.